Imagine being crowned king at just 12 years old, only to lose everything to betrayal from your own family just a few years after. That young king was Danjong, the sixth monarch of the Joseon Dynasty. Born into the golden lineage of King Sejong the Great, Danjong should have ruled in peace. Instead, his short life became a symbol of innocence crushed by ambition, loyalty tested by tyranny, and one of the most heartbreaking tragedies in Korean history. Today, we dive into the rise, fall, and sorrowful end of the boy king whose name still echoes with sadness centuries later. Case in point, the 2026 movie, The King's Warden, about the exile of King Danjong, became the highest grossing film of all time in South Korea. Lee Hong-wi, later known as Danjong, was born on August 18, 1441, in the heart of Gyeongbokgung Palace in Hanyang, modern-day Seoul. He was the only son of King Munjong and Queen Hyundok. His mother, the queen, died just one day after giving birth to him, most likely from postpartum complications. His grandmother, Queen Sohon, and his grandfather, King Sejong the Great, the creator of the Korean alphabet, Hangul, both passed away during his early childhood. Then, in 1452, when Danjong was only 11 or 12, his father, King Munjong, died. Munjong's reign was plagued by illness, and he died at the young age of 37. Danjong was thrust onto the dragon throne. In Confucian Joseon society, succession followed strict rules favoring the eldest legitimate son. Unfortunately for Danjong, with no surviving parents or grandparents to act as regent, a power vacuum opened the door to danger. Senior ministers like Hwang Bo-in, who was chief state counselor, and Kim Jong-so, a famous general under King Sejong, who led an expedition against Jurchen forces in the north, and Danjong's eldest sister, Princess Kyung-hye, initially guided the young king, but ambitious eyes were already watching from the shadows. Enter Grand Prince Suyang, Danjong's uncle and the second son of King Sejong. A capable military leader and politician, Suyang had to help his brother Munjong, but he hungered for more power. In 1453, he orchestrated a bloody coup known as the Gyeyu Jeongnan. He eliminated key regents and officials who supported the young king, claiming they threatened royal authority. Among the victims were high-ranking ministers like the aforementioned Kim Jong-so and Hwang Bo-in. Even Suyang's own younger brother, Grand Prince Anpyeong, was sent into exile to Ganghwa Island and executed. For a time, Danjong remained on the throne, but real power shifted to his uncle, who was filling the court with his supporters. By 1455, pressure mounted. After intense political maneuvering and threats, the 14-year-old Danjong was forced to abdicate. He handed the crown to Suyang, who became King Sejo, the seventh ruler of Joseon. Danjong was demoted to Prince Nosan and stripped of his royal status. He became a former king, Sangwang. His young queen, Queen Jongsun, was separated from him. This wasn't just a power shift, it was the beginning of the end for the boy who had done nothing wrong except stand in the way of his uncle's ambition. Sejo justified his usurpation by saying he was stabilizing and strengthening the dynasty. Danjong was exiled to Yongwol Cheongnyeongpo in Gangwon Province, a mountainous region located far from the splendor of Seoul. The once king now resided in much humbler conditions, guarded and isolated. Despite all this, he still had many loyal supporters around him and also back in the capital. In 1456, a group of officials, many from the Hall of Worthies, Jipyeonjun, plotted to assassinate Sejo. This hall was where Sejong the Great had cultivated learning amongst the young and gifted. These men, Song Sam-mun, Pak Peng-yeon, Lee Ge, Ha Wi-ji, Yu Eung-bu, and Yu Song-won, are immortalized as the Six Martyred Ministers, Sayuksin. Their plot failed because a fellow conspirator, Kim Jil, betrayed his associates at the last minute. The six either ended their own life, died from torture, or executed. Actually, over 70 people connected to the man or sympathetic to Danjong were punished. The penalties for treason were not limited to the individual, but extended to the entire family. The men were put to death, and the women were made slaves. The defiance of the scholars became legendary in Joseon as the ultimate symbol of loyalty to rightful rule. Interestingly, the Sayuksin had been charged by Sejong and Munjong themselves to look after Danjong from a young age. Kim Jil went on to serve the state in various high-ranking positions, including governor of Gyeongsan province. Grand Prince Gumsong, Sejo's brother and seventh son of King Sejong, was against his brother's usurpation of the throne. He actively promoted the restoration of Danjong, but, like most who opposed Sejo, was executed for treason. News of the failed restoration reached Danjong. He probably knew that he was living his final days. Official records conflict on exactly how he died. Some annals claim he took his own life in grief. Others suggest he was poisoned or strangled on Sejo's orders. Whatever the truth, his death was quiet, lonely, and unjust. His body was initially treated harshly. According to records, it was discarded in the forest and left unattended for a month before a local official loyal to Danjong, Heung-do, collected his body and performed the burial rites. Heung-do had to live in seclusion following this because he was afraid of the wrath of King Sejo, who allegedly declared that anyone who recovered Danjong's body would see 3 generations of their family decimated. Heung-do was remembered in an official document from 1733, some 275 years after his heroic deeds regarding King Danjong. In the document, his 6th-generation descendant, Chol-up, was exempt from military and miscellaneous labor duties under special order from King Yongjo. King Sejo ruled until 1468. He solidified his line, and he proved himself to be a very able ruler. He was ambitious and effective, yet ruthless. He supported Buddhism, unlike most Confucian rulers, and he established the Zhongmyo court music system, the Zhongmyo Jere, which was a continuation of the work his father, King Sejong the Great, started. He led victorious campaigns against the Jurchen during his reign. Nonetheless, the stain of his usurpation lingered. Danjong's former wife, Lady Song, the former Queen Jongsun, lived until the age of 81, one of the longest-living Joseon queens. She was demoted to commoner, but reinstated in 1698 during King Sukjong's reign. Danjong was also posthumously restored as king and given the temple name Danjong, meaning upright ancestor. The ministers loyal to him were honored as martyrs. His royal tomb, called Jeongnan, is located in Yongwol, where he was exiled. Danjong's story resonates because it's universal, the innocent crushed by the powerful, yet remembered through the courage of those who refuse to forget him. In a dynasty built on Confucian ideals of virtue and proper succession, his tragedy highlights the gap between ideals and harsh reality. King Danjong never got to rule as he might have. He could have been as wise as his grandfather, King Sejong the Great, and loyal and steady like the ministers who died for him. Instead, he lost everything and became a symbol of purity and unjust suffering. His tale warns against unchecked ambition while celebrating unwavering loyalty. What do you think? Should history judge Sejo more harshly, or was this just the brutal reality of medieval politics in Joseon? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Korean royal history, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories of kings, queens, and forgotten heroes. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious about the past.